Hi all. Okay. Now we are going to see how to create EC2 instance, Linux EC2 instance in AWS. So open aws.amazon.com/console. Here you have option called create account or sign in if you have already. I have created already, but if you want to create new account, click on create new account and follow the instructions. Normally they will ask verify your email and uh, some your PAN card, all those things it will ask. PAN card or some government proof you need to give along with your credit card informations, credit or debit card informations, correct? You follow this so that you will create an account. Okay. Now I created account, so directly I'll sign in. Okay. So let me take. Yeah, here it's asking IAM. I have not created IAM yet, so I'm going with my root account. Try to create IAM user and log in it, or else you can log in by a root user as well. Okay, so password here, I given password. Next, it will ask MFA code, that is two-way authentication, that already I have enabled. For first 15 days or 1 month, they will allow you to log in without MFA code, but after that you have to uh, active MFA. Okay, so 534575. So this is my MFA code. Currently it's running. If you see, I have logged in. So when you log in first time, go here and type EC2, so that EC2 will come. Click here and go to dashboard. Okay, if you go dashboard, I don't have any instance. There is no running instances. Just I created some security group and key pair which I used previously. And here if I want AWS instance, click on instance and launch instance. Here I could say Linux server. Then here, as I said, you could use many Linux flavors are there, correct? Ubuntu, Red Hat, SUSE Linux. So what all these things? They have taken open source Linux operating system and they have enhanced some features and they added some security and they create their own operating system. If you want, you can take open source Linux operating system and you can do some enhancement and you can release on your name. That is not an issue. Okay. So popular Linux operating systems are like Amazon created its own Linux operating system. Ubuntu we have, Red Hat we have, SUSE Linux we have, and CentOS also we have. Correct? CentOS only we installed on our VMware. CentOS. So many things are there. In that, more popular these two, Red Hat and SUSE Linux. Okay, so both are subscribed that you have to pay for it. Okay, Amazon Linux also you need to pay, but here whenever you are using AWS, you can use Amazon Linux, or if you want, you can take Red Hat as well. Okay, I'll take Red Hat. Okay, here I take free, just I want to install, correct? So free tier eligible, that is enough for me. And one CPU and 1 GB RAM is enough. If you want more, then you could select and you can change it based on your requirement. So come here and select key pair. So already I selected. If you don't have this key, create new key pair. Okay, see here, we are trying to access from putty. So if you want to access from putty, then you have to select .ppk. Okay, if you are accessing from OpenSSH, which means from any command line interface, you can, by using SSH command, you can create it. Okay, in that case, you could use .pem, but we are trying to access from putty, so try to create a ppk file. Okay, already that I have created. That name I given 11. 1122, something like that, MyQ1122. Next part is networking part. Here you could allow or you could block traffic from outside, internal, many things you could do here. But as of now, they have allowed only SSH traffic from outside. Okay. If you want, you could allow HTTPS traffic or from the internet. So these options also you could select it. But as of now, I'm going to use only SSH connectivity, correct? From putty, I'm going to access these servers, correct? So this is what I'm going to do. So I'll keep as it is, or else if you have any security groups, you can select those security groups. What is the security group? The security group is nothing but you are creating your own security group. In that you are defining or you are declaring that who can access my server from outside or internally. That is what the security group. If you know need more info, then go and check, google it about AWS security groups, so that you will get more ideas. Okay, but I'll select default security group, which I selected already, or else for just to log in and check the server, you could just leave as it is. Allow SSH traffic from outside. See here, anywhere. If you want to access only from particular server, that also you can do that, but just I'm leave as it is. We'll see. Okay. Now, I'll take 10 GB is enough for me because just for testing purpose, correct? I'm going to launch it. See, when we are trying to install from VMware, correct, it was taking, VirtualBox, it was taking a lot of time. It took around 45 minutes to complete the installation, correct? But here, see how quickly the instance are launching. The instance created, it is pending. So after some time, it will be ready. If you click on dashboard, see it is showing here instance should show one, sorry, instance showing one. Okay, one volume attached to this instance. Here running, we don't have any running instance. When it will become one, see here, now it become one. When it is started and it ready to access from outside, then only it will show one. Okay, so now I'm trying to access this particular server from outside. So I'll take this, I'll go to putty, I'll open it, and here I have to give the server, then open SSH or credentials, browse it, my key 1122, then open it. When you open, it will ask you credential. See, you have to give EC2-user. So that is what the default user for AWS instances. See here, when I give, automatically it is logged in. Okay. Uh, it is asking for registration, Red Hat registration for automatic updates and patchings, all those things. But as of now, we don't want. Okay. So sudo hyphen I. See there I used su space hyphen space mango something our normal user, correct? Here I could use directly sudo hyphen I. Why? Because internally it is they have given sudo permission to this EC2 instance. What is sudo permission? I'll tell you. As I said, we have four types of users: normal user, administrative user, and system user, and sudo user, correct? So when we are giving extra privilege to the normal user, which means administrative privilege to normal user, that user will become sudo user, correct? So this is actually sudo user. So we are able to jump from sudo user to root user. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, yeah, this is how we could explain. So just I'll run some command date or something like that. It is working fine. Okay. Now we will discuss about the architecture. What is the architecture? If you see here, this is the Linux operating systems architecture. Basically, hardware will be in the base layer, correct? So inside this hardware only, we have all the RAM, memory, storage, correct? RAM and memory both are same only. So memory, storage, and network devices, correct? And CPU. So these are very, very important, correct? So these are the resources, basic resources or basic hardware. So those hardware will be available here. along with motherboard, whatever you want. And so what we are doing, we are hit some command from outside. So here in between, this kernel is your heart of operating system, correct? So this kernel only manage all your hardware as well as software. Okay. So when you are type any command, this, for example, date command I'm typing here. When you type this command, kernel don't understand what is mean by date. Okay, kernel don't know what is mean by date. So here we have shell. Okay, what this shell will do? Shell act as an interpreter between human, whatever the typing commands, and the kernel, which means whenever we are typing any command, shell will convert this command into kernel understandable language, which means machine understandable language. So for this they have written some binary files. These binary files only written by Linus Torvald. He only created. I'll show you with examples. Say for example, here I'm typing one command, date I type, correct? And it gave me some output. If I type date double T, extra T I gave, so what it is telling? Command not found. So the moment when you are typing date, your system, this is your shell. Okay, this is your shell actually. Yeah, ash is there. Sometime ash and dollar it will come. So this is your shell. This shell take this command and it will go and check on four files. What it will check? It will go and check whether we have any binary files in the name of date. Any binary files in the name of date. If it find any file with the name of date, then it understand, okay, user is trying to hit the command, and this is the and it will execute that binary and it will give you the output. And here in this case, it is going and checking whether we have any binary file in the name of date t, correct? If we don't find any binary files in the name of date e, then what it will assume, okay, this is not the command, this is something he is typing something else, so it is giving an error. So where it will go and check, it will go and check on majorly bin and sbin. What are the names? Bin or sbin. See this bin and sbin, totally four places it will be there. Slash bin, slash sbin, slash usr slash bin, slash usr slash sbin, or sometime it will be slash usr slash local slash bin, slash usr slash local slash sbin. In common we could say bin directory or sbin directory. What is the difference between bin directory and sbin directory? I'll tell you in few minutes. Okay. Okay, so this, now I'll show one more command we have, which date. If I type which date, so it will tell us this date command, where this date command is available. This date command binary file is available inside bin slash date, which means inside the bin slash is the root directory. Inside that we have bin folder. Inside that we have a date. Okay, see cd slash bin slash just I'll go cd slash bin. Okay, here if you see, we have n number of commands. We have, see, all are commands only. So all are binary files. So whenever you are going and you are typing anything here, what your shell will do, it will take and it will go and search inside bin and sbin directories. Okay, and the moment when it is find, it will execute the binary files, and those binary files will take the help of library files. Internally it will take help. So macro programming, that is OS programming, which is initially written by Linus Torvald, correct? Those program will be executed backend and it will give you the output. So what is the output of data? This is what the output. Okay. If you type anything else, which any command which in the same name, if it don't find any binary files, then your operating system assume that you are not entering command, you are entering something else, so it will give you an error. Who will take care of this? Your shell will take care of your commands, and it will go and it will check all the binary files, and it will execute it. It will hand over the things to kernel. So kernel will execute, and which means the binary files will execute here only in the kernel. So kernel will execute, and it will provide you the information. Okay. If it is software information, directly it will give it to you. If it is hardware interaction, if you need, for example, if you want to create any directory, if you want to create any file, if you want to copy any file, then what kernel will do? Kernel will involve hardware as well, because storage will available inside the hardware, correct? So kernel will control your hardware, and it will give instruction: please store it, please create it, please delete it, please move it, like those all those things it will take care by kernel. So shell here, it is a very very important component. So it is act as a interpreter between date and sorry, your command and kernel. Not only command, even though sometime application also, when why? Because we will create some programs, correct? We will create some shell scripting, or out from outside application will come and speak with if they want to speak with my server. So they, via command, they have to come via application and hit into shell. Shell will convert those commands to kernel understandable language. Then kernel will execute the binaries, and it will take the help of hardware if he need. Then he will provide the information to the user. And while providing also, kernel will provide in machine level machine language only. Then shell will convert those machine language into human readable format, and finally it will show you the date. Okay. Finally it will show you the result. Okay, so this is what the architecture of Linux operating system. And now we will discuss about the type of user. As I said, we have four types of user: root user, normal regular user, system user, and pseudo user. Actually, pseudo user, we don't have any separate user. We are not creating pseudo user, but we are converting normal user to pseudo user. That's it. I'll tell you. So root user is nothing but administrator user. In Windows, we are calling this as an administrator. For regular user is normal user. When we create user add something, we are creating, correct? So those are the regular user. And system user is nothing but it is actually 199 actually. Okay. So system user is created by database. For example, if you are installing any application, that application itself need one user to execute himself, correct? If you install any tomcat or jbus or database, whatever you are installing on top of your operating system, it needs a user which will execute himself. And this system user, automatically the id will be assigned 1 to 999. So if you see any user which have id from 1 to 999, user id 1 to 999, then you can come to know that okay, this is system user. And what is user id and how can we create users, I'll tell you. But as of now, each and every user in your system, whenever you are creating, or your system creating, or your application creating, whoever creates user inside your operating system, it will assign one ID. That ID name is user ID. So the user ID range is reserved for system user 1 to 999. Same for here in regular user. If you want to create user, you are going to create the system user. You are not going to create. Most of the time, it will be created by your software, your third party applications. Correct. So by default it will assign 1 to 999, but here in regular user we are going to create manually or automatically. So whenever you are creating, by default it will start, the user ID will start from 1000. And for root user, automatically root user ID is 0. Who will create root user? When you are installing your operating system, during the time itself, root user will be created, and we have to set a password. You might seen that in when we are creating EC2, sorry, Linux operating system on top of VirtualBox. So there by default the root user was there, and we set up the password, correct? We gave password. So you root user created by your operating system. When you are installing your operating system itself, root user will be created, that is administrator user. A regular user we will create. System user create by your application or third party. Now come to sudo user. See here we have two types of commands we have. Okay, we have two types of command. Now see, for example, fdisk. Okay, fdisk hyphen l. If I give fdisk hyphen l, what it will give? It will give you the information about your disks, which means in Windows you have C drive, D drive, E drive, F drives and all, correct? Like that in Linux also we have drives. So these drives information it will tell us. So as of now I have only one drive, that is 10 GB. Okay, this is nothing but the partition table it is showing. Anyway, I'm running a command. Okay, that command output giving the command is giving the disk output. Okay, now the same command I'm running from normal user. See here, which user I'm running? I'm running from root user. How can I know I'm root user? Just type who am I command. So first of all, you could see from here. Sometime what happen? This detail will be hide, or this detail will not show here. It depends upon shell. Okay, who am I when I given? So it will give you. So boss, you are logged in as a root user. Now what I'll do? I'll exit. Who am I? So I currently am in EC2 user. Okay. So now I command the same disk fdisk -l. When I run fdisk -l, it is showing permission denied. Why? Why? Because I'll show you. Now again I jump into root user. Now I'll run one command, which fdisk. Okay, fdisk is the command, correct? If you see here, fdisk is available inside sbin folder. Okay, the same if I run date command available in bin folder. Okay, inside the root directory, bin folder is there. Inside the bin folder we have date binary file. Okay, same like here, inside the sbin folder this binary file is there. Okay, you know already by what is binary file. Whenever you are giving this command, so your shell will go and search the binary file, and it will start executing it, then kernel will take care of it. So what will be there inside this binary file? So how to react? So when you are giving fdisk-l, it gave some output, correct? So what are the output it should give? First line what should be there? Second line what should be there? How to calculate all this information, or how to collect all this information? All this information will be, all this program will be stored inside this binary file. So this is what written by Linus Torvald, as I said. Okay. Now what is the difference between these two command? This command I'm able to execute from root user, but now I'm not able to execute from normal user, which means, as I said, we have two types of command. One type of command execute by only administrator, which means only root user. And some commands that can execute by anyone, any user, correct? So how can we come to know this command run by this command run by administrator users only? By seeing this sbin. Okay, if any command which is available inside sbin directory, that command can execute only root user. If any command which is available in bin directory, those commands will execute only on So those commands can execute by any user, normal user or administrator user. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, sudo user is nothing but I'm going to give a special permission to this EC2 user to execute only this particular command. See, like that we have n number of commands we have inside sbin. We have n number of command. If you go slash sbin, we have these many commands. All these commands will be executed by admin user alone. Okay, until and unless we have any special permissions. We are going to discuss about um, set UID, set GIDs and all. If it has any special permission, then only it will allow to normal user. Otherwise, all the commands will be executed by root user alone. Okay. And whatever command is available inside bin folder. So these commands, all these commands can execute by any user. Okay. See, all these command can execute by any user. Got my point? So sudo user is nothing but you are giving special permission to the normal user to execute the administrative commands. I'm repeat again. You are giving special permission to normal user to execute the administrator or root level commands. That user call it as sudo. Actually, sudo is not a separate user. It is normal user only. Just you are giving extra permission to the normal user so that it could execute root permissioned command. Okay, or administrative command. So these are the difference. And let me show you about the users. We have a file called /etc passwd. We are going to discuss more about /etc passwd when we are covering user management. So if you see here, you have already we have the user called EC2 user. Okay, this is created by operating system when we started. During the time it is created, correct? The same, like if you see, we have many other users also. Here root user we have, and these all the things are supporting our service account. See how I can come to know service account. See, this one is user name, and here it will be password related info. And third octet. Okay, um, this will be your user ID. This is your group ID. After, here description will come. Then here your home directory. This one is your shell. As I said, shell we have many types. We have here slash bin slash sh slash bin slash bash slash no login. So many shells are there. By default, we are using slash bin slash bash. And in some operating systems, in Linux operating system, they are using slash bin slash sh. What is slash bin slash sh? These are the shell which will help you to convert human readable format to machine readable format. To it will support kernel, or whatever kernel is giving the output, those output it will convert into human readable format. So these shells we have, two three shells we have, not two three, many shells we have. In that csh shell we have, zsh shell we have, bash we have. See here, bash shell we have. Okay, bin bash. Okay, many shells are there. sh shell also there. We are using bin bash shell. Okay, now if you see, when the normal user, EC2 is a normal user, correct? For root user, the ID is 0, and EC2 user ID is 1000. We don't want to open these files and check always. So just give ID and type root. Root in the sense, type any user, then it will give you this information. This information will tell you what is the ID, user ID, and what is the group ID, and whether this user is belongs to any other groups or not. Is these details will it will provide. We will discuss more about it when we will discuss about the user management, user and group management. Now I want to check what is the ID number for EC2 user. Okay, so if you see the same information it is giving here. So this information, the user ID is 1000, and group ID also 1000. So whenever you are creating any user in Linux, so it will create a use group also in the same name. Okay, as I said, we will discuss about it later. But as of now, whenever you are creating, it will assign one user ID. Okay, whether it is administrator user, whether it is normal user, or whether it is normal user. See here, SSHD also it need its own user. So I'll give it created SSHD in the name of SSHD itself. It created. What is the number it given? 74. So max to max 1 to 999. So ID will be assigned for normal user, and from 1000 to it will go like some 32,000 something calculations are there. So thousands of user we could use normal user. Root user is only one. In your interview they may ask you what is the ID for root user, so you have to say by default ID is 0. Okay, now I want to create one user. Okay, just I'll use user add command. So I'll using here apple. So pass wd. You don't want to set password because I'm not going to use apple as of now, correct? So just I created user. If you check id command, pass sorry, id apple. If you type apple, see, it was started with 1000. Then when you are creating new user, it will automatically assign to 1001. If you are creating one more user, then it will assign you 1002. Like that it will keep on, it will assign id by default. Can we assign our own id? Yes, we can do that. We will discuss it later. So as of now, it will assign whatever the id is free. Okay, so now without I have not set password for apple, correct? Without setting password you cannot log in from outside, or else even though you cannot log in from su space apple like that. Okay, you have to set the password, then only, yeah, you have to set the password, then only you can log in from outside. Okay, inside by using root user you can jump from root user to normal user. But normally, if you want to log in from outside via SSH, then you have to set the password. For that, passwd apple. If you type, then it will give you, then password will be updated. Okay, so this is the difference between root user, regular user, system user, and sudo user. And in next slide, here we have here file system hierarchy. This is operating system file system operating system file system hierarchy, correct? So if you see here, this slash is our top directory. This is main directory. Actually, slash is not a symbol here. Slash is the directory. Say for example, cd is the command to change directory, correct? Same like I have one command pwd. Pwd is present working directory. Why? Because in Linux operating system, if you want to go anywhere, say for example, I'm going to C drive, I'm going to Windows. So what what you can see, you directly you can see that where you are currently standing, correct? Where you are currently standing, this information you could say here because this is graphical user interface. But in command line you don't know where exactly you are standing. It will get confused sometime. Initially you will get lot of confused, correct? For that you have to use this command pwd, so that it will tell you, okay, present working directory, you are standing inside a slash. Inside the slash, root is the directory inside this directory. Okay, so cd slash, see here, in Linux we are calling slash as directory means folder. Okay, in Windows we are calling it as folder, but in Linux it is directory. So if I want to jump into root directory, then you have to give cd then slash. When you are giving, see here, inside the slash we have all these directories. Okay, all these directories we have. And if I say pwd here, it is showing slash, which means slash is not a symbol, it is a folder name. Okay, folder name means, now just imagine I will create one folder here. Okay, okay, inside it is not allowing me. Let me go here. Okay, inside it I'm going to create a folder. Okay, what name I'm going to give? I'm going to give the name slash, but it is not allowing me. Assume that it has given name slash. Instead of name slash, they are given in symbol. Okay, like that. So this is how this root is the sorry slash is the directory name or folder name. This is the parent directory. Under this directory only all the directories will come. Whatever you are creating, it will come under slash only. Okay, so now we'll go one by one and we will see what are the uses of the directory. See, these directory I have not created any directory here. Okay, inside the slash I have not created any directory. This is created by default whenever you are creating your operating system. Okay, all these directories will support your operating system to execute smoothly. Okay, so in top first we have slash, we know that root directory, so everything begins from here. And next we have, let me expand it, zoom it. Okay, next directory we have slash bin. Okay, so this slash bin is, as I said, slash bin slash sbin. Okay, both it will keep your binary files. Slash bin will have the binary for the common commands which can execute by anyone. Slash sbin directory will have the binary files for the command which can execute only for administrator user. Okay, next slash dev slash boot, we have slash boot is nothing but it will have the information or configuration files to start your operating system, correct? So we have grub file, initramfs, linux kernel files. So all these we will discuss later, but as of now, slash boot in the sense, which means inside the directory, inside the root directory, slash is there. Now I'll show you here. See here, inside the slash, okay, inside the slash I'll type ls. So we have a directory called boot. Okay, so if I want to go to the boot directory, you can go via two ways. One is relative path or absolute path. So I'll go with relative path only. Inside, sorry, absolute path only. So cd slash, inside the slash boot. So boot is the directory. Now you are coming and you are typing ls and you are typing pwd also. PW in the sense present working directory. I was inside the slash. Now by using cd command, I jump into inside the slash, inside the boot. Okay, uh, inside the slash we have boot directory. So inside the boot directory I'm standing. Okay, inside the boot directory these are the files and direct file folders are available. So here if you see, these are the very important: VM Linux, initramfs, config. So all these things are very important. These file will execute when you are doing power on your operating system, correct, or your machine. Whenever you start your machine, okay, what will happen, it your machine will come and it will first read this boot directory only. Inside the boot directory all the files are available to start up your system. Next dev, we have, this is device files. For example, dev sda, sdb, sdc, whatever we have. In windows we have c drive, d drive, e drive, correct, like that. All the device files will be available here. Next we have etc. Et is nothing but inside this etc directory we have all the configuration files. um, we are installing systems, applications, correct. For example, sshd is the application. Okay, by using that ssh only you can log in from outside. Like that we have many applications. Those applications configuration file will be, configuration means how the application should react when the application should start, how to kill the application. So all these directories will be available there, correct. So supporting, to start application you need configuration, to stop application also you need configuration and services, correct. So this configuration file will be available inside slash etc. Same like we have home directories. See, whenever you are creating your user in your linux operating system, automatically it will create user, correct, and it will assign one user id. It will not only assign user id, even though it will assign one home directory. What is the home directory? Here in windows if you see, I have a folder called user. Inside the folder we have user. Tomorrow if you are going to create new user called Apple, then here it will create one folder for Apple user. So now in my case I have created username itself Windows. Okay, so just when I open this window, it will have all my desktop downloads. It will be create separate folder for the one user, correct? So this is what the home folder. So I created one username called user, okay, inside the my operating system, Windows operating system. So each and every user, whenever it's create a user, it will maintain one separate directory for that particular user that will be available inside the C drive users, correct? Same like here inside your operating system, Linux operating system, whenever you are creating, it will create one um, directory for that particular user inside the home directory. Now if I go, how can we go to home directory? Currently I'm standing here, so inside the slash there is a directory called home. Okay, so I'm going to home directory. So when I go to home directory, see here I have already created EC2 instance was there already, and I created new user called Apple. So this user directory is available here. Okay, so this is the information it is giving. See, slash home slash ec2 it is showing, correct, which means this is home directory info. So whenever user is login, directly it will come to its home directory. Say for example I'm going back to my normal user, and when I give pwd, see where my cursor is standing. My cursor is standing slash home slash ec2. Same like whenever I go to my root directory, okay, now I'll type pwd. By default where it will go, slash root. So all the normal, for all the normal users, okay, it will create a home directory inside the home folder, and for a root user it has special directory or specific directory, that is root. Okay, inside the slash root is there. So if you type ls inside the root directory, so boot directory discuss, dev is discuss, etc discuss, next home directory also we discuss. Same like if you see root directory is there. See, this home directory is for all the users, all the normal users, but here the root directory is only for administrative user or root user. Okay, now what we have next we have library. See, /lib/lib4, by name itself we can come to know this is for 32-bit, this is for 64-bit. Here we have library files that will support binary files, correct? So all these library files will be available in this folder. Next we have media, but I don't see media we have. So normally this media file folder will be help you whenever you are attaching any your USB drives or CD drives, correct? So during that time this media will help, automatically it will attach into this slash media directory. So when you are going inside this slash media, so you can see the content of CD or your um, hard disk, correct? Hard disk or your USB device. In Linux, sorry, in Windows, whenever you are installing any your drive, what it will do, it will create one YZ some drive, it will create a removable disk like that, it will create, and it will show you, correct? If you double click you can open, correct? Same like here, it is media is there. Okay, so inside the media, whenever you are inserting any USB or any CD, automatically it will mount on media. Here it is showing C drive, D drive, correct? This is are the mount point. C drive is the mount point. New volume D is the mount point. Like that, this also one of the mount point. When you are using USB device, it will be mounted automatically on slash media. Like we have MNT, we have MNT also mount point, but this is temporary mount point. If we want, we could mount our disk or whatever you want. You can mount temporary and you can use it. So if you see here, I'll tell you what are the what is the use of df-h, all those things. But as of now, df is disk free. So just we are seeing these informations like C drive mounted. What is the total GB? This total GB is 183. 82 GB is free. Same like D drive I have total 292 GB. In that 272 5 GB is free. So these are called mount point. C is a mount point, D is a mount point, correct? So these same like here also we have slash. Slash is the mount point, that is the root directory that is mounted on this dev xvd 10 GB hard disk. Okay, so this also mounted on 183 GB hard disk. This is mounted on 292 GB hard disk. Same like here, this slash is mounted on here. So this one we call it as mount point. Okay, so in future if you are going to add one more disk, 20 GB disk or 10 GB disk or 100 GB disk, what you can do, you can mount it, you can format and you can mount it on something some directory. Okay, without you are mounting on directory you cannot access whatever available inside your hard disk or your storage. Okay, so that is why we are doing mount. When we will discuss about storage, during that time we will discuss more about this mounting, mount point, how can we mount, how can we read all those things. But as of now we have slash mnt directory that will help you to mount and view the content which is available inside your storage. Next we have opt. Opt is the optional application software package. Say for example you are installing any third party packages or any applications or any softwares on top of your operating system. um, Even you can take Java or Tomcat like this. Those will by default it will store inside this, those related application software package, all those things uh, it will be stored inside the opt. Okay, next proc. Proc is nothing but this is the virtual file system. What is meant by virtual file system? In the sense, the inside the proc whatever the data is available, it is keep on, it will change, it will erase and it will change it whenever you shut down your operating system. The things, it will stop to store anything. When you start again it will keep on changing the information. For example, cpu info keep on, it will change how much free you have, how much utilized, all those things, correct? It will keep on change like that. Many CPU info, memory info we have. So memory info we have. So all this information will be stored inside the proc. Next, slash root already we discussed. Slash run, this is volatile runtime data. So it will store all your PIDs. PIDs in this is process ID, socket information, all those things. This is process related. And sbin we already we have seen. Okay, so here slash srv we are not using much, but it will use when we are using web servers or ftp servers. And next sys we have. Sys also virtual file system that expose information about device and drivers. Okay, next, temporary for direct files we have. We can use these temporary folders to store file temporarily. Or when we are doing automation, during that time, we will execute some files temporarily and we will delete it. After execution, we will delete those files. So those files you could refer here inside the slash tmp. Okay, and the one of the key thing of slash tmp is whenever you are deleting, you are rebooting, the file may go off or it will be there, no issues. Okay, but tmp is one of the temporary file system we could utilize it. Next we have slash usr. Slash usr is nothing but this is secondary hierarchy for read only user data, which means sometime what happen, you may have slash usr slash bin slash usr slash bin slash usr local. So those file or those commands will be available here which user can execute. Okay, so most of the files here, library files also available, normal files also available, which will help user apart from these bin and sbin directories. Okay, next we have where is variable. So this is important. um, Important file system variable data, like inside these variables we have logs. Okay, we have if we have any html file for our web servers, those files we could store here. Mainly we are using this variable file for storing the logs and storing some supporting configuration supporting files. Okay, so all these things will be available inside the web. So this is what the linux operating system hierarchy. Next we will discuss about tab. Okay, so the use of tab. Okay, so what's the use of tab? So here whenever you are typing any command or you are typing any file path, if you use tab, so tab will automatically complete your sentence, which means complete your command name. For example, if I want to type date command, so just a da, if you type tab, then it will complete the command. You no need to type all the four letters d a t e like that and all, correct? So just type da, sorry, just type da, then press tab, so it will fulfill that command. Just enter it, then it will give you the output. Okay, same like if I want to go to some directories. Okay, uh, say for example, if I want to go to cd slash um, slash etc and sc linux. Okay, config. So here instead of I'm typing all the letters, for example slash etc slash sc linux. Okay, SCRINUX slash CONFIG. See how much time it is taking, correct? To make your day easy, so what Linux will do, if you type slash, then et, just type et, then press tab, then it will go and check inside, this is what the slash, inside the slash this is what the contents available, correct? It will go and check in the name of et. Okay, in the name of et, not also et, just you type e, then press tab. So in the name of e, how many files or directories are there, it will first check. If it's find only one, then directly it will complete the sentence. Okay, so etc. Same, if you have, see here media, if m we have, and where else m we have two. Okay, now what I'm going to do, just I'm typing m. If I type tab, it will not give any output. So in that case, what is mean by this, which means in the name of m, two directories are there. Irrespective of files or directory, it will check all the things, correct? So name here mm2 I have, so I'm getting confused to which one do you want, correct? So in that case, you could type two times tab, correct? Tab, tuck, tuck, like that. If you type two times, what happen, it will give you, boss, see here, in the name of m, I do see two folders. Which one do you want? Then you can give second letter. If I'm giving second letter and just typing tab, then it will go and check here in the first, in the name of me, the starting two letters me, where it is available. It is available only for one folder. The rest of the folders and all, there is no combination, there is no me combination. Okay, which name start with me combination, correct? So it will understand, it will open. Okay, same like here etc slash sc. So when you are typing sc, okay, then if you type only yes, then it will show you. If you type yes and one single time, if you give tab, it will not show anything. It will give you the it will not show anything. If you type two times tab, then it is telling that you are asking me to complete the sentence, but I do see here many files are there, many files or directories are there in the name of s. Okay, in the name of the in the starting name of s letter. Okay, starting letter of s. So it will show all the letters. Now if I want to open se linux, okay, just type one more letter and tab. Now also it is not giving any output, so I'm going to execute two times tab key, I'm going to press. So when you press two times, then it is telling, boss, now you filter somewhat okay, but here if I do see totally four names are there, which is starting with letter sc. So which one do you want? I'm typing one more letter now, l. So it will say that, it will go and check, okay, sel only one is there, correct? Now it will not ask much question. If I type tab, it will complete the command, complete the sentence, correct? sc linux. Next after that we have c, just I'm typing c, it is filling the commands, which means inside the sc linux folder, only one file is there which is starting with letter C. So like that, what you can do, you can create or you can make your life easy by using this tab. Okay. Okay, next we have some shortcuts. By using this shortcut, you can save your time, because as I said, this is not graphical user interface. By just clicking here and there, and you can speed up your process. This is command line interface. So for each and every action, you have to type command. So these are the shortcuts will help you to speed up your command typing commands. Okay, so you have this one called control A. Okay, move cursor. So this, what this control A will do, now your cursor is where, your cursor is here. Okay, you want to keep your cursor here in the first this one. So in that here in that situation, what you can do, you can use your left and right arrow keys and keep in from keyboard, and you can move your cursor from right to left, left to right. Okay, so it is just a small length of path, so easily you could come front and down, front or moving back side or front side. But if you have length command, so you have to keep on press like this to come front. Okay, so for example, I'm giving here, so just I will do ls-lrt. Okay, I'm running this command, it is giving some output. Okay, now my cursor is there. If I want to come front, keep on like press like this. So in shortcut, how can we bring my cursor in the first place? So just press Ctrl A. If you press Ctrl A, your cursor will come from last end to first end. Okay. Same like you have Control E. Control E is reverse of Control A. So your cursor is here. It will keep your cursor in the last. See here, your cursor came in the last. Same like you have Alt B. Alt B, your cursor take you one step back. So I'm typing Alt B. So when you are typing Alt B, so it will take your cursor into one step back, which means word by word it is jumping. Okay. Same you have Alt F. You have, when you are using Alt F, the same thing happens in forward condition. And next you have Control U. Control U will cut or delete everything from the cursor to begin of the line. Okay. So if you are keep your cursor here and you are typing Control U. Okay. For example, I'll keep my console here. If I type Control U, so whatever available before this command, okay, that's all the before this letter, all the letters will be erased. Okay. Same like Control K. Control K, for example, vi. Okay, if I keep here my cursor and I'm giving Control K, when you are giving Control K, what happen, the wherever your cursor is there, it will delete all the contents which is next to your cursor. Same like you have Control W. Control W will help you to cut word by word. Okay, if I have ls-lrt, I'll give this. So now if I want to cut word by word, my cursor is here, correct? Now I want to cut this word. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use Control Y. Control Y, when I use Control Y, sorry, this is last cut, paste, not Control Y. Service. Okay. Control W. Okay, so I keep my cursor here in J, so I give Control W. When I give Control W, see here, before whatever content was there till here, it is removed. Again, if I give Control W, see, previous whatever it is available, it was gone. Same again, if I give Control W, from here whatever it is there, it will go off. Okay, Control W. So like that, you could cut word by word. Same like Control Y we have, it will paste you whatever you did last time, whatever you removed, that all those things it will be replace you. So control Y is paste, control W is cut by word, control K is cut by uh, cut or delete everything from the cursor, okay, from the end of line. Okay, so these are the target, so these are the shortcut which will take your the process, the command typing process will speed up. Initially it will be quite hard to follow this, but once you do practices it will be easy to run commands on the operating system. Okay, without you knowing these shortcuts also you can work it, but as I said, you could miss some speedy process. Next, same like we have shortcuts, control R we have. This is one of the important shortcut. See here I have history. Okay, so when I type history, it will give me all the commands which I typed so far. Okay, say for example, clear I have date T. So all these commands it is showing. So now I just want to search. Okay, if now we do see only for 41 command, but in daily basis you could run a number of commands or thousands of commands will be there. Just you want to take one command called id. So okay, id sshd I want to see. Okay, so already you know that already that command typed, you don't want to type id, or you sometime you forget command I can run from id but I don't know exact command. So at that time you just control r, you give control r, search will come. So here you give id. When you give id, it will go and it will take you uh, the command which you run. Okay, so id apple is there. See here, id I used last. From the bottom it will keep on search, it will come and check. Okay, id apple is there, this is what the command you run last. When you give enter, so id command will execute. Same like ls, if I want to go with the controller, if I'm searching, not only ls, even though you could search with pass wd, for example pass wd. So it will give you from the bottom, it will check. See, pass wd I used here as well as I used here, correct? So it will go and check here. Okay, same like if you want you could day you could give date. So control or date, when you give date, so date command is there which I used here. Okay, same like if you want you can search with disk. See, disk also you could do, even though if your command is fdisk, see here it is available here fdisk. If you give disk also, it will go and it will search it. So the control r is a command which, a shortcut which will search your command from history. Okay, next you have up and down arrow you can use. See, up arrow if you use from your keyboard, so all the commands will go one by one. So last command will show. So move forward. If you press down k arrow, then you can find out the next commands. And we have double exclamatory mark when you're giving this command. What will have, repeat the last command. For example, here I'm giving some command. What command? dffnh I'm giving. Okay, dffnhp something I'll giving this command. If I want to repeat the same command again, you don't want to run, just double click it. Okay. See, in small command, no problem. You can directly give the dffnh. If it is big command, for example, ls-lrt, if I give this command, okay, if I give this command again, if you want to run this command, you can use up arrow, okay, or else you can use just uh, double exclamatory mark. It will execute, take your last command and it will execute and it will give you the result. At the same like abc we have, repeat the last command starting with abc. See, this is not abc actually. I want to run a command which is start cat, something like this, correct? Where I used cat. See, cat pass wd. So what I'm going to tell, see, run me a command which I started with the name cat. Okay, so when you are executing, so what it will do, it will search from here. Where is the cat? Where is the cat? Where is the cat? Like that, it will search. It will capture here. Okay, cat. This is the line he want to execute, and it will execute and it will give you the output. Okay, so you could use this one. and same like exclamatory mark dollar, use the last argument of the previous command. Last argument of the previous command, what argument I used here. So last argument I'll say ls hyphen lrt slash root, something I give. Okay, so the argument it's going to use, if you use dollar colon, so what it will do, it will directly, it will take this and it will execute it. Okay, so this is the advantage of the shortcuts. Then you have job controls. Here we have control C, control Z. See, we have one command called watch. What this command will do? Normally, if I type dff1hp, so it will give you me the error and it will finish the cursor, correct? It will leave me the cursor to execute next command. But when you use watch command, watch, watch, watch and df-h, so what it will do, it will keep on at, see here the cursor is not ending. It will keep on watch for every 2 minutes. Okay. If you see here, every 2 minutes it will keep on watch. See, 54, 56, next it will 58. So every 2 minutes it will keep on watch and it will give me the error, give me the output. Okay. So now if I want to come back or come out of it, then you have to press Control C. When you are giving Control C, then you can cancel the current command signal. Okay, next you have control Z for background process, if anything running which is holding your shell, that you can cancel it. Foreground and background we will discuss when we will discuss about services. Okay, control D is nothing but logout. Logout is nothing but see, if I type exit, what happened, it will go back to my previous this one. Okay, so the same in shortcut control D, if you type, it will exit from your current user to previous user. Again, if you do control D, then it will completely close the um, putty session. Control S is the freeze terminal. That is nothing but it will help you whenever you want to take any screen. For example, it is I'm giving watch. Okay, I'm giving watch and date. Okay, so when I'm giving watch and uptime, I'll give uptime. So what happen, it will keep on run. If you want to take any screenshot here, okay, immediately, then what you can do, control S. If you type control S, then that's it. You cannot freeze anything, you cannot do anything inside it until you cancel the signal. Okay, say for example, you have something here. Okay, I want to take a screenshot, give control S. After control S, whatever your type, it will not take your comments, it will not do anything. Directly you can go, you can take the screenshot. Okay, so if you take snapping shot and you can take the screenshot. After you complete your screenshot, if you press control C, then it will your cursor will be active. Okay, so now I'm not able to execute anything, so just give control C. So once you give control C, then it will be killed. So these are the shortcuts by using this we could use it. And next we have history command, temporary method, permanent method. So whenever you're typing history, see here, it will show you history. So whenever you type history, it will show you the history. So each and every user, this history maintained based on the user, not on all the users history. Okay, for example, EC2, whatever it is running, it will store inside this EC2 shell only. And whenever you do sudo -, if you type, it will go to root user. So if you type history and root user, it will give you all the comments which you run from root user. Okay, if you see here, this history, it is showing number, but it is not showing any date and time. I need date and time when this particular command executed, especially when we are troubleshooting or we are finding any root cause analysis, why this system happened, or yesterday night it was slow, or yesterday night it was crashed, what happened, who came and log in, or who executed command, this command executed by whom, all this information we need, correct? So for that basic, we need time and date. For that we have two types of method. One is temporary method. If you export this, then what will happen, it will show on the time. See here, I'll export. After that, I'm typing history. It will give you the output along with your date and a date and a time. Okay, so that by seeing this, you can come to know, okay, when this command, particular command executed, when this command executed, all this information you could collect it. Okay, now we have one more command called sorry, this one this is temporary. Temporary means just I'm exiting here. Again I log in. Then again I will tell you history. It is not giving me the information about date and time. So if you want to keep this permanent, then you have to move uh, this one to bash rc. Bash rc in the sense home directory of bash rc. Okay, that particular user's home directory of bash rc, and bash source or source code also. This tilt symbol is nothing but this is home directory. For example, cd, where you are currently standing, you are standing on home directory only. Yeah, okay, let me go to temp directory. I'm currently standing on temp directory, correct? If you give cd tilt symbol, it will directly go to your home directory. See here. So this tilt symbol is nothing but home directory of the user. Inside the home directory, dot ls-la. So inside the home directory, we have dot bash rc, correct? Bash rc is there. So inside that bad bash dot rc, I'll remove this. I don't want to enter in here. I just want to enter into bash rc. If you give the bash rc, if you update this command on bash rc, what will happen permanently whenever you are logging into this server, into this user, then it will by default it will show you what is that date and the time. Okay, now I'll exit from the root user. Again I'll log in. After that, if you type history, then it should give you the information along with date and time. See here. Now you don't want to run this export command each and every time. Whenever you are login as a user, as a root user, it will give you. Okay, but for other user, for example, normal user, mm, for normal user it will not give you. Why? Because this bash rc is where it will be available. It is still symbol I use. So root users bash rc it is stored. Okay, then if you want to change it permanently for all the users, then you have one more file called I think here bash rc you have. See here you have inside the inside slash etc bash rc. Bash rc is the file. Okay, ls bash rc, bash rc. So here we have bash rc. Inside this file, you could command, you could store here wherever you want. So that what will happen, whenever you are trying to log in with any command, so the by default your history will give you the output along with date and time. Okay, see, same command I want to run. Same command I want to run, not inside the bash rc. I want to run it slash etc slash bash rc. So when you run bash rc, what happened? Okay, access denied. It is telling. Let me add sudo. Why? Because okay, let me sudo hyphen I. Okay, inside the bash rc. Now, if you go and run this history command from normal user, actually what happening, let me show you. Because it is having in cache memory, if you log out and log in, it will take you. Let me log out and log in again, or else I will take duplicate session. I'll take a duplicate session ec2 hyphen user. Why? Because profiling refreshment not happened. It will happen when you are login from outside. Okay, now if I go and type history, see it is coming along with date and time. So I'll type date, sorry, date, sorry, date, ls, something like that. Okay, now when I type history, see date and time coming along. So now irrespective of any user, whenever you go and type history, it will give you date and time. Why? Because Here now, this file we exported this variable history source, history time format. This variable we exported and we kept inside the bash rc. Whenever you are login any shell, first it will execute from bash rc, then it will go and execute from home directory of the bash rc. So bash rc file will be available two places. One is each and every home directory, another bash rc file will be available in slash etc. Slash etc bash rc file is common, and the bash rc file which is available inside the home directory, that is only belongs to that particular user. Okay, so based on your requirement, you could move this export, you can export this variable based on your requirement, whether you want inside the bash rc slash etc bash rc or home directory of dot bash rc. Okay. Okay, that's it. The basics of Linux operating system. Thank you so much.